Hi. This is not a video for everyone, but it might be a video for you. And if it is, here's how you know. You're the smartest person in the room. And that alone might be hard for you to own, because we're taught that it's arrogant or it's wrong, or that we shouldn't claim that aspect of who we are. We're made fun of growing up for being smart, and at the same time, we're trained to be really smart because that earns you the accolades that you want. You might even try to say things like, oh, I'm not that smart. Everyone's smart. Everyone's interesting, and everyone's got their own flavor of intelligence. And you know inside that that's bullshit, because you know that you are generally smarter than most of the people around you. You create success easily. You spot any given trend faster than anyone else, and you succeed, exploit, and or profit from that ability. And you're masterful at separating your emotions from your decision making, your head from your heart. And it's got you great success. But it's not all roses. There's areas where you struggle. You struggle with your arrogance because there's a certain degree of arrogance born out of being smarter than everyone else. And you may try to hide the arrogance, again, saying things like, oh, everyone's intelligent or whatever, but you know that that's not true. You know how you feel, and you're secretly afraid that people might see that or that it might come out. And I got bad news. It does. Because what you hide comes out indirectly. You struggle with intimacy for the exact reason that you're masterful at what you do. You can separate your head from your heart so well, you're so good at that it actually eliminates your ability to have intimacy. You can't create it with people anymore. And never mind that, you can't even create intimacy with yourself. You don't really feel your feelings anymore. You think about them. You analyze them. You talk about them and process them in brilliant models. Whatever it takes to not feel them. And while all of this has gotten you here and led to great success on your part, it's now starting to cost you. Your life's filled with frustration and disappointment. Low-grade frustration and disappointment. People never live up to your expectations of them. How could they? And you suffer from a syndrome that I call, I want to strangle all the morons. And the bad news is that eventually everyone becomes a moron, because that's human nature. And you want to create something beyond this, but the problem is that people are simply not smart enough to help you. So things would be easier if people would just get out of your way, leave you alone, and let you accomplish what you're on this planet to accomplish. Just follow my lead. But they don't. And I want you to know that it doesn't have to be that way. I want you to know that if I'm speaking to you, you actually have a huge heart. And the reason you've become so masterful at separating is because you learned having a huge fucking heart means that you feel disappointment and letdown and heartbreak more than most people do. And that sucks. And so you learned how to create really big walls to protect your really big heart and to use your vast intellect to keep it safe. You crave love and intimacy. It's your birthright. And yet you can't see that that is the very thing you are actively pushing aside and then telling yourself you're content as a result of having put it aside. You crave meaning. You crave fulfillment rather than mere success. And if I am speaking to you, and if you are willing to own that you're smarter than most people, not better, just smarter, and if you're willing to entertain the possibility that there's something available beyond what your brilliance can create and conceive of, then we should talk. Because I too am one of the smartest people in the room. And I too have struggled with these things. I too struggle to feel a fucking feeling. And I get you. And I see you. Let's talk.